Hello and welcome back. So, if you want to feel good and get paid as a healer, then you're going to need to let your energy bodies lead the way. So, the healers that are the most fulfilled, the most successful, that feel the happiest, that are doing it all with ease, making the most impact and still making money, aren't hustling. They're not forcing. What they are doing is following the energetic breadcrumbs. So, in today's episode, I'm going to unpack exactly how your energy bodies communicate with you. And once you learn their language, you can also go on to create a life and a business that makes you feel fulfilled. When I ask healers, that's one of the top things they say. At the end of the day, I want to feel fulfilled. I want to still have energy. I want time for my family, and I don't want to lose momentum in my business. I still want to make money. So the money comes almost as a byproduct from the passion and doing things that you love. So let's dive into exactly what your energy bodies are and how they work. A lot of people out there, whether they're telling you this is what they're doing or not, are using the chakra system. It's an ancient yoga method, if you want to call it a method, that people are using. So anybody out there who is going, oh, you need to work on your identity, they have healed their solar plexus. Oh, you need to work on your visibility. They have healed their maybe solar plexus and throat chakra. People who are going, oh, you need to get into your feminine and find your flow. Those are the people that have healed their sacral chakra. And the ones that are going, you can't get anywhere until you embody safety. Those are the ones that have healed predominantly their root chakra. So whether people are talking about it or not, that is what they're doing. Whether they're conscious of it or not, that is what they're doing. They're moving through these energy centers and bringing them back into balance. But what nobody is doing is teaching you the other ancient yogic tradition, which is the energy bodies. So in the old Vedic texts, they were called koshas, and there's 5 of them. And they're often described like Russian dolls. So those Russian nesting dolls where one fits inside the other. That's exactly what your energy bodies are like. So we describe them as separate bodies, but they all interweave. So what you do in one affects the other. And that's kind of like describing your cardiovascular system as its own system, separate from your nervous system, but we know that the two interweave. So starting on the outside, you've got your physical body. So that's called Annamaya Kosha. Inside that is your energetic body. So that is called Pranamaya Kosha. It doesn't matter what the Sanskrit words are, but I'll just carry on. Inside that is your emotional body. So that's your Manomaya Kosha, your mental body. Inside that is your wisdom body, which is called Vijnanamaya Kosha. And then inside that, so now it's the smallest nesting doll on the inside, is called your bliss body, and that's called Anandamaya Kosha. So once you know that there are 5 layers or 5 sheaths, you can start to differentiate what's happening in each one. So you know whether you're in your wisdom body or your bliss body or your physical body. And once you know how each one starts to communicate with you, you can start to uncover the gold that's underneath, because nothing your body ever does is random. It is always trying to get your attention and give you information. And we're going to go into that later in this episode. So let's break down some things that you might start to feel. Your physical body is always going to be about sensation. So it's going to give you the pain, the discomfort, the tension, the stiffness, it's always going to be around sensation. Your energetic body, so the next one in, is always going to be around moods and states. Like, what is your energy doing? What state are you in internally? Your emotional body obviously is going to be your feelings and your emotions. It's where your memories are, where we analyze things. And then we go into your wisdom body. So your wisdom body is the home of your intuition and your downloads. So when you are saying, how do I dial up my intuition? How do I tap into it? What you're really asking is, how do I intentionally access my wisdom body? So people are doing this unintentionally all the time by accident, which is why you're having those great downloads when you're in the shower. But imagine if we could tap into it intentionally, on purpose, and on demand, which you can. Then we go into your bliss body, and your bliss body is just all the sensations that you would associate with bliss. So sometimes that means your ecstatic happiness, but it also means that just really contented sensation of like, no matter what happens, everything is just perfect. So that is your bliss body. So if we break it down even further, let me give you some specific examples so that you can start to really let this land for you. So that when you start to notice things in your reality, just in your normal everyday activities, you can just start to pin it and go, okay, I noticed I felt that. That must be my emotional body, for example. So some really common ones in your physical body. I'm going to start with plantar fasciitis because for some reason, it's not random. That's coming up a lot. I'm seeing a lot of posts on it. People are asking me about it quite a lot. And plantar fasciitis is, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. So the collective is being asked to let go of a whole lot of stuff. And some people are willing to look at that stuff and move through it. But some people are a little bit more resistant to it. And so that is the kind of energetics behind plantar fasciitis. It's a collective thing going on right now. So I'm not surprised there's a lot of people struggling with it right now. But it's any kind of discomfort, your back pain, when your whole body's tense, knee pain, whatever, any pain, discomfort, stiffness, resistance in your physical body. And then some common ones in your energetic body are often around lack of motivation. People feel lethargic, tired. They might even start to feel like they're lazy. It's not, it's just your energetic body and it's giving you information. So take note. I'm feeling really lethargic right now. What could that be about? But then on the other end of the scale, things like excitement are going to live in your energetic body. That feeling of being boosted and bubbly. Then in your emotional body, well, just name any emotion from, anger to happiness to sadness. If you have been around a while, you will know that two of my favorites are judgment and resentment. They uncover so much information. You will uncover more subconscious blocks with those two emotions, I think, than any others. And then your wisdom body, an example of that, mentioned the shower. So, that idea that just comes out of nowhere? It doesn't. It was living in your wisdom body all along, but you just got quiet enough to hear it, to let it filter through into your awareness. And then, like I said, bliss is just that feeling of perfection. Even if there's chaos going on around you, even if, things aren't perfect, you still get that inner contentment of like, yeah, everything's going to be okay. It's that peaceful feeling. Now, your energy bodies communicate with you. Again, it's never random. But they communicate with you if you think about it as a spectrum. So on this end, they're either telling you that there's something subconscious, that you're still reacting to something old. There's still something in your body and your field that needs cleaning up. But they also tell you when there's a faster, easier way for you to get to your destination than the one that you're currently trying. So those are your breadcrumbs. Those are the breadcrumbs that you want to follow if you want to become well and wealthy and have it feel easy. Have it feel like you're not pushing boulders uphill all the time, because you can experience success that way. Lord knows I did it that way for many, many years. But if you want it to feel easy, you want it to feel exciting, you want it to feel light, then this is the way to do it, by following the breadcrumbs, those energetic breadcrumbs that your energy bodies are leaving you. So how your energy bodies actually lead you to feeling good and getting well paid is it starts to become this spiral dance. So on the one hand, you will start letting go and rewriting everything that is not true for you. And you will start to remember and embody everything that is true for you. So you're going to start letting go of those subconscious beliefs, those subconscious blocks, all the programming, all the conditioning, all the modeling, all the things you learned that were not you originally. If you think of newborn baby perfect inside your bliss body, that is everything that was piled on top of you along the way from birth until now, maybe even before that, that is what you're getting rid of, so that you can uncover that seed that you came here as, so that you can remember all the skills you've actually accumulated, all of the medicine and all of the things you've learned along the way, all of the challenges you've overcome in this lifetime and the ones before, because this is the lifetime that you get to remember all of those. You get to remember and implement and embody all of those, because you came here to contribute to the collective. So inside your bliss body is all that information. And you know that you came here to be of service, and that's why you became a healer. But you did not come here to do that at the expense of your own body, your own health, your own well-being, your own peace, your own freedom. And you certainly didn't come here to do that while struggling to pay your own bills. And this is why I'm so passionate about helping healers, because it doesn't matter what state they're in, they still show up and try and help other people. But you actually came here to do that from feeling good, being in overflow, being well paid, with your bank account sorted. Because can you be of more or less service to humanity when your own needs and wants and desires are met? And your higher self knows this, and it's trying to show you through your energy bodies how to put you, the human, before you, the healer. Because doing it that way around makes you of so much more use to the collective. And that's what this time is about. It's about leading yourself in a new way. It's about calibrating yourself to that new frequency. That frequency that is inside your bliss body already. You don't have to learn anything new or do anything new. You just have to uncover what is blocking that signal. Because once you do that, once you can uncover what's inside you, what your energy bodies are trying to direct you towards, then you get to give permission to your clients to do the same. So now can you see the ripple effect that goes out? You know, often healers care about their clients more than they care about themselves. That's a massive subconscious block that we need to rewrite. But can you imagine if you led yourself? You showed your clients how to love yourself, love what you do, love how you're doing it. Not because you're telling them, but because you've embodied it. That is the most massive permission slip you can give anybody. And then they go on to do the same, and their kids go on to do the same. And that is how what you know and what you can do literally moves worlds. It changes the world. Can you imagine if all healers were well and wealthy and serving the collective from there, instead of running on empty, chugging coffee, and really only tapping into a fraction of their medicine? Imagine if all healers were in their full power. And this is how you do it. You start to use your energy bodies. Your unique roadmap to your version of success, your version of well and wealthy, is inside your bliss body. And the rest of your energy bodies are desperately trying to help you uncover it. And all you have to do is keep following the breadcrumbs. So when you start decoding what's going on in your physical body, you are going to liberate so much energy because you're not distracted by physical discomfort or physical symptoms anymore. And when you start decoding your energetic body, you will stop doing things that are not the best use of your energy right now. You will, instead of scattering your energy, you will start to focus your energy into the things that actually matter, that will actually lead you towards being well and wealthy. And when you stop avoiding or suppressing or repressing or numbing out from your emotions and start using them instead, when you start understanding that they're information, again, you will stop wasting time and energy being a victim and, having to regulate yourself. You'll feel the emotion fully. I never advocate for suppressing it. You will feel that emotion fully and then turn around and go, right, what was that about? What do I need to clean up, or what do I need to embody more? What do I need to rewrite? What do I need to remember? And it gets to be that simple and that easy. And when you start to decode your wisdom body, your next steps start to become more obvious. So instead of having to use your brain to think about things and work things out, you can just start to follow, I feel like I'm being led in this direction. Let's go. It becomes a lot more fun. And this is when you might have heard me say before, my life is like a magic carpet ride. Mystical experiences happen for me, and Neely said to me, for me all the time. And it's since I started tapping into my wisdom body. You will start to release all the tension, all the pressure, all the urgency, all the rushing, all the overthinking, and you will start to drop into deep, deep safety and security. And this was the biggest one for me. I had to relearn trust, because that's what makes you magnetic. That's what makes you feel so good in your body, and that's what makes holding more feel easier. So whether it's more clients or more love or more money, more friendships, that's what makes it all feel easier. So the minute I decided to follow what excited me, my life became unrecognizable. And it started simply. I saw a free workshop and it intrigued me. So I thought, I'm going to do it. And then I had no idea what the Akashic records were, but it excited me. My body started showing me excitement. I was like, okay, we're going to do it. At no point did I know where all of this would lead. At no point was I shown the entire roadmap, but I just kept following the breadcrumbs, and that is still what I do to this day. Because looking back, if I had been given the entire roadmap, if I had been given the entire picture and the entire story, it would have blown my mind. It would have blown my mind. I didn't have the capacity to hold that. So that's why it gets drip fed to you. And all you have to do is just stepping one foot in front of the other. I'm thinking of that quote, as you walk the way appears. I've not said that well, but it's something to do with that. The path appears as you take your steps. This is why I don't, when I'm in the Akashic Records, I don't ask for future stuff, because the future is not written. All you can do is kind of tap into where there's the most concentrated energy streams, but the future is always being written. You are literally creating the quantum field in front of you. So you may as well create something that you enjoy, something that makes you feel good, and something that means that you're well paid, so that you can be of more service to the collective. So this is exactly the work that we're doing inside embodiment. I don't just teach you how to feel a bit better. I teach you how to trust your energy bodies as the strategy. This is the strategy, so that you can finally feel good and get paid, because most healers I know are doing one or the other, but very few are doing both at the same time. And you get to do this while sharing the medicine that you already carry. If you think of that little seed inside your bliss body, it's already in there. This used to drive me crazy when people used to say, you don't need to do more and stop looking externally. And I used to think, well, of course it's external. I need to learn this. I need to do that. This is what they were talking about all the time. It is inside your bliss body. Your connection to your higher self, your connection to source is inside your bliss body. So that's why I work through the layers, so that we can get quiet and still enough to hear the instructions that are coming from in there. So doors are open as always. You can DM me on Instagram, or the link to join embodiment is in the show notes. Because your energy bodies will always lead you to your highest timeline. And in this era, it's the timeline where healers learn how to be well and wealthy.